my name is Wendy Ngunga and I'm sales manager at Property Boutique.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Kichondo. I'm the legal officer at Property Boutique.
Hi, my name is Angela Ndolo. I am a tax consultant at CM Academy LLP.
Great. So today we're discussing off-plan properties. These have become very popular in the last 20 years, I would say, in real estate, and it involves buying property that has not completed or is commenced under construction, and you can basically see the shell of the building. So today we will take you through the due diligence factors, what you can do, because there's a lot of conning and there's a lot of disputes in regards to off-plan property where developers are not handing over the property once the person has paid. So Cynthia, maybe you can take us through the few factors in terms of due diligence that I can do as a buyer to ensure I'm protected when I'm investing in this, because at the end of the day, it's a very good investment. You know, if I'm investing a few millions and getting a lot more during completion, it sounds like a good idea. So what can I do to ensure that I'm investing into the right developer and the right development?
Okay, so we'll try and break it down in 6 steps.
Okay.
So the first one includes know the track record of the developer.
The track record.
Yes, track record. Are they trustworthy people? So how you can go into this? Then the first thing first, ensure they are registered. Most developers are either companies or circles. So ask for that certificate of incorporation. Ask for that registration certificate. The next thing, they must have gotten approvals to do the development. So inquire on being furnished with those documents, the approvals from the county government. Then the next thing we want to know is how long they have been in the real estate business. Then the other thing is going on site. If they have completed some of the developments, because some go in phases, so they'll do the phase 1, then go to the phase 2. So you can go and ask from the homeowners on the developments that have already been completed, how they feel. Because the thing with developments, there's always that post care.
Yeah.
Because these are new developments. There might be issues that may come in place. So how did the developer address those type of issues? Because a trustworthy developer will always be responsive.
So what experience I had purchasing from this developer?
Yes. Were they good? Were they responsive? Did they have a team in place? Those are the things you need to inquire, because they will help you in learning whether this is actually someone who's legit, if someone was done these developments before, because they are developments, they are massive, there's a lot of capital invested, so experience is important. The track record
is important.
Yes.
And what about a feasibility report? I've seen that a lot in terms of real estate, that more developers are spending their time in terms of looking at whether that property is viable and will it sell when once completed.
Yes.
So is that something that I can require from the developer?
Actually, that's the second step. Because before doing a development, any responsible or any prudent developer will always do a feasibility study. The importance of the same is to actually know that at the end of the day, what I promise people on those renders is what I will provide for them. Because the issues with off-plan is the developers will come show you something so nice and so beautiful, but they are unable to deliver.
Yes.
So that's now the importance of the feasibility report.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm taking it to you, Angela. Buying an off-plan property, I'm of course liable in terms of tax as both the developer and the buyer. Because it's not a complete property, as a buyer, what taxes am I liable to pay, and at what point should I pay them?
Okay. For off-plan, as you've clearly said, the property is not existent. So the only liable tax at the first point would be the stamp duty tax that you'd pay as the purchaser, because immediately you enter into an off-plan agreement, it becomes a legal instrument. So the transfer of that legal instrument would be charged. So that is what you're going to be liable at that point. But any other taxes in terms of the developer, because the developer at this point is basically just a company. They will definitely be liable for their annual returns that they pay. It's a property that does not exist in real life but exists on paper. So I cannot say that they have really transferred that property. And also, in this sense, off-plan exists in a different regime called the Sectional Properties Act.
Okay.
It's not the normal regime that we'd say that are kawaida and the Land Act and the other properties that are nini. But maybe Cynthia would be the best suited to explain to you about sectional properties. Yes. Yes, definitely should be best suited to explain. But in terms of transfer, would come at a later stage. So it's not like a standard regime where I'd buy property from Wendy. Yeah, that you're transferring from Wendy to Angela. So that one is a little bit technical. And that's why it's called off-plan and has beautiful names like sectional properties. Yes.
And just to touch base on that,
Yeah.
GT is now 15%
Yes.
as of January.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as of January this year, because of the amendments to the Finance Act, so the rates have changed from 5% to 15%. Stamp duty is still the same at 2%. Yeah, of the value of the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Back to you, Cynthia. So after I've now understood what at what point I should pay my taxes, what's the next step?
Then she has actually touched on it. Is just seeking legal advice. Seek advice from professionals.
Okay.
And then I'll touch on the first step, which touches on the agreement you get into and the payment plan. Because it's off plan, you tend to make your payments for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it's always best before you get into an off plan property, you discuss with the developer. Find a flexible payment plan that works for you. Of course, they'll always ask for the deposit or the booking fee. Then after that, then comes in the balance that is paid on installment payments. So you can pay this installment payment over 2 years period of time or 3 years, depending on when the construction will be complete.
So you'd advise me not to pay everything one off?
Exactly. And especially when you're paying this installment, cap the last payment on when that construction will be complete. And ensure all this is provided in the agreement.
So that's why legal advice is so important, because the agreement basically protects you from everything.
Yes,
that could go wrong.
Because some of these developments, a developer may give themselves maybe 5 years. So if you come in on the first year, then you see now that's the benefits that comes with buying off plan. You have 5 years to complete your payments. You get it? So always ensure that that last installment is capped on the date when the development will be completed. And they always call it the anticipated construction completion date.
Okay.
Because it might be extended, of course.
Yeah. And that's something that is normal, or is it a red flag when it's extended?
So the issues with how we term an off-plan property to be complete, there are 2 documents that are issued by the county government. One is issued by the county government, the other one is issued by the architect.
Okay.
So the architect will issue something we call a certificate of practical completion. That is a document issued by professionals and architects that, in their opinion, they feel that this development is complete. The next step is acquiring an approval from the county government, what we call a certificate of occupation. So a county government officer will come into the development. Now it's complete. They will certify that this development is fit for habitation, for human habitation. Yes. So those 2 documents are what actually certify that a development is now complete.
So I shouldn't move in before I see those documents.
Those 2 documents are a must. Yes.
Okay, great. So what other steps do I need to take when I'm purchasing or thinking of purchasing an off-plan investment?
So the last step will actually be performing a search, a comprehensive search of the property. I know you cannot do a search of an off-plan property because it has not come into existence. So the search you do is on the mother title, the land itself. And in our previous video, we talked more on how you can perform a comprehensive search over the lands. So we would urge you to
Yeah, just take a look and see what an official search is. Essentially, what due diligence you can do in terms of the land itself before investing into it and spending so much money. Before you actually make that investment, it's important to do your due diligence, which is actually on the buyer, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, legally.
Legally, the law places the responsibility on the buyer
To do their due diligence before.
due diligence, yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you so much. Any parting shots that you would like to, inform our viewers?
For me, what I will say when it comes to off-plan properties, when the deal seems too sweet, think twice. And in thinking twice, incorporate the professionals. They will help you in the entire process because with off-plan, it can take 5 years, can take 10 years, depending on the time the developer set aside for the development. So just involve the professionals who will be come in and help you in working this entire journey so that your interests as a buyer or as an investor are always protected.
Thank you so much. I think, Angela, you can say the same thing. Tax is a touchy subject. So, what can you tell off-plan buyers or off-plan developers in terms of the tax that is involved?
For me, I just urge you compliance. Kindly comply. Kindly
Don't hear it
comply.
to show up.
Yes, just be compliant.
And this is something that we can give you in terms of consultancy at Property Boutique. If you have any questions, if you want to ensure that the agreement that you have is in place and is actually reflecting the things that Cynthia and Angela have talked about, it's important to reach out to professionals and not to be afraid of the stereotypes. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next episode. Be sure to check out our first episode in regards to the official search that you need to do for due diligence, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.